Hey guys, Typhon here, and I'm your coach for the Idaho Dodrios in the third season of the PPC. Today I am bringing you a draft analysis video to explain why I chose the mons that I did. So make sure to hit that like button if you are excited for the start of the season, and let's get this shit started. So how the tiering basically worked for the draft was there were 5 tiers to choose from. It kind of Smogon style-ish, but not really. The mons were divided into those tiers by the owners of the league, and we were able to choose 2 from each of those 5 leagues for a smacking total of 10, and then 1 mega for a grand fucking total of 11 Pokemon. Now, one of those 10 Pokemon, excluding your mega, can be a Z Captain. And what a Z Captain is, basically it's only that Pokemon that can bring a Z Crystal for the whole season. It doesn't have to bring a Z Crystal, but is the only Pokemon that has the ability to do so. So let's kick this off. We have our Mega here on the screen. As you can see, Mega Charizard X. Now I chose Charizard X. I was in the middle of the draft, like middle of the pack. A lot of the mons that I wanted were taken. A lot of the Megas I wanted, I should say. But I'm happy with Charizard X. I'm not very familiar with it, but from what I can tell, it's a very fucking versatile Pokemon. Like, as you can see, its special attack stat and its attack stat are the same at 130, so I could run either special or physical or a mixture of both. It's base 100 speed, so it is considered fast if I remember correctly. Base 100 speed is that, like, the edge of being considered fast for speed tiering. And like I said, its move pool is so fucking deep for, like, anything really. A lot of physical moves, a lot of special moves, a decent amount of setup moves, not a whole lot, too much, but it does have some variances you could run with it, and I'll be having fun trying to, well, really, if I need a hole for anything, I can just slap Charizard in there, and it'll probably do just fine. But next up, we have Landorus Therian. I'm very familiar with Lando. Back a couple of years ago when I was super into the league formatting, I would always make sure I grabbed Lando because, in my opinion, Lando is like one of the biggest fucking threats. I don't know if it's still this case, but in 6th Gen, Landorus was a huge, if not the biggest threat in OU. So that's why I always made sure it was a big priority to get it. Yes, it has that glaring ice weakness, but we can work around that. It does have a lot of versatility. To be honest, you might think, it's just a Lando, you're gonna run bulky shit. Nah, fam, we have ideas, we have options, we got options, and it has access to Stealth Rocks, which is pretty fucking big on my team, and you will see why. But anyways, next up is Raikou. I chose Raikou because a lot of the electric Pokemon, yeah, a lot. Like, there's a lot in the first place, but all the good electric Pokemon were starting to go bye-bye, and I wanted to snag my pickup since electric typing is a fucking good typing to have. It only has one weakness, and that one weakness also is immune to it. So we have some options to run here. It's pretty fucking fast that I liked. Like, I think the only other electric type Pokemon left besides Raikou that's worth a shit was Xurkitree, and I value speed a lot, so I'm gonna fucking take this thing and work with it. It gets access to E-Speed, also gets access to Aura Sphere through the event, which are 2 pretty nice moves that majority of electric types do not get, if not all of them. And I am familiar with it as well. It kind of pairs well with Lando for me, so I'm excited to use these 2 a lot. And those were our first tier Pokemon, the tier 1s. We're gonna dip into tier 2 here with a Alolan Muck. I haven't even used regular Muck before, let alone fucking Alolan Muck. So what I got Alolan Muck for was I needed a fairy counter, I feel like, because I feel like fairy was still a decent threat to deal with. And I thought, why not? Muck's bulky enough, I'll just fucking take it. And it also comes with stab knockoff, so that's a pretty nice thing to have, because I know in league formats knocking off items is a huge thing, or just battling in general, really. Next up is our Z Captain, Celebi, and by the time I got around to choose Celebi, Tangrowth was gone, which sucked because that was the one I was really aiming for, the grass type I was really aiming for. And I kind of grabbed Vaporeon first. I dipped into tier 3. There was no specific, like, ruling. I didn't have to go tier 1, then 2, then 3. I could pick, like, I could have started at tier 4 if I wanted to. But I decided to get Vaporeon before I got Celebi. So because of that, I was able to lose Tangrowth in the draft. Fuck you, Josh. But Celebi's a good Pokemon to have. By the time we were able to get Celebi, you know, I was able to cover for its weaknesses, I feel like. Yes, Celebi has like a million fucking weaknesses, but we honestly have enough counters in our team to where I felt comfortable drafting and using this Pokemon. I'm not very familiar with it, but its versatility, you're going to hear that word a lot in this video because I love versatility in League formats. I don't want a Pokemon to fit one role. I want a Pokemon to be able to fit multiple roles if needed. So, yeah, because of its versatility, that was also a big reason why I drafted it. It's a Pixie-mon, so base 100 across the board. That's kind of nice. Like I said, versatility is a huge thing. It also gets access to Stealth Rocks, and really those are the only two Pokemon on our team, Celebi and Lando, that have access to rocks. So Hazard Game is going to be a little tricky to play with this season. Next up, our Tier 3, we have Vaporeon. Like I said, I drafted that before Celebi, but I decided to slap it here to be more proper. So Vaporeon here, I wanted a bulky water type. I couldn't decide between Blastoise, Melodic, and this. And in the end, I decided to go with this because really this is the one Pokemon I can never fucking kill. So I figured I would just put it on my team. And to be honest, we needed a little more bulk in general. Don't get me wrong, we did have Muck and Lando, but I felt like just having a bulky water type, you know, I can eat up Scald hits and Heal Bell off any burns or any ailments whatsoever and do just fine. It doesn't have a lot of versatility in it, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it gets Baton Pass, so I can work with that. It can kind of set up with Acid Armor, so maybe I could Baton Pass that out. I don't know, we will see. I'm not going to reveal too much. I don't want my opponents to get too many ideas off of me. And then our other Tier 3 pick was Gardevoir, a Pokemon I love oh so fucking much. I love using Gardevoir in any sort of competitive battling, so I'm super familiar with it. We needed a Fairy typing. I feel like Fairy is still just as important, like I said, as it was in 6th Gen, so I needed some Stab Fairy. And it does have a decent amount of versatility based off its moveset and its stat pool. I have seen a lot of variants of Gardevoir, and I've ran a decent amount of weird sets, so definitely excited to play with Gardevoir. And that sounded a little weird because it's a Rule 34 Pokemon, but y'all know what I mean. Just excited to use it in general. And then next up is Hitmonlee, who, to be honest, was, well, besides Charizard, but who the fuck runs Defog on Charizard, is the main hazard remover on the team, which is kind of sketchy and a little sad that I waited this long to get that. That's the, like I said, Hazard Game is going to be really tricky to play this season, but I think we'll be able to manage it. And I needed a fighting type because fighting type is like one of, if not the most offensive typing in the game. And Hitmonlee does have some special bulk. It's a little on the slower side, but you can honestly work with it. Base 87 isn't too shitty, and it has a decently wide move pool for physical moves. So I've never really used Hitmonlee. I was always more of a fan of Hitmontop because I had Intimidate and you could run a bulkier variant of it. So this will be a little bit changing for me, but I will try my best to make it work. The other Tier 4 Pokemon that we have is Rotom, who is also a big fucking favorite of mine. I love using the Rotom forms. Specifically Rotom, and hell, I even love Rotom Frost, but I decided to go with Mo in this one because it's free electric typing and puts less pressure on Celebi, so I don't have to bring the Pokemon with a million weaknesses every time if I need grass coverage. Yes, my two options are HP Grass and Leaf Storm, but we work with it. We can do what we do. And like I said, not a lot of versatility, that's what I meant to say. Not a lot of versatility, but enough to where I know how to make it work. I'm very familiar with this Pokemon, so I'm able to make it work and synergize with the rest of the team. Going on to our Tier 5, at this point, I was really fucking clueless. I did not know what else I needed. Originally, instead of Tauros, you should see a cute little puppy dog named Stoutland here. But again, fuck Josh. He sniped me, so I grabbed the next best thing and snatched Tauros up. I snatched Tauros because it doesn't have Scrappy, which is what I was looking for, but Intimidate and Sheer Force are two abilities that I could definitely make use of. Sheer Force is easily favored for Tauros because it does have a decent amount of moves that have those second chance abilities. And it may be a straightforward Pokemon, you know, it's an offensive, fast hitter, but, you know, what moves am I going to bring? What form am I going to bring? It's a normal type. It has a large move pool. That's what I love about normal types, is that they have a decent move pool. So whatever I decide to bring, yes, you know it's going to be physical, but what am I exactly going to be hitting you with? Anyways, moving on to our last Pokemon, Drifblim. I drafted Drifblim because it's kind of bulky, it has a fat HP stat, which is kind of nice. Its abilities are good. I think all of them are decent. For where I was at, it was the last pick in the draft, so where I was at with this, I felt like Drifblim was a safe bet to go with. It gets defog, so there's more hazard removal. And I feel like this would be a more realistic defogger than fucking Charizard. Yeah, it was just really the best last option I can get, and it's a ghost type, so it has that normal immunity that I do need, in my opinion. It's always nice to have immunities where you can find them. So yeah, basically that's the team. We have our 11 Pokemon there. Like I said, Celebi is the Z Captain. Yo, I should just call it Celebi, let's be honest. Meaning it will hold the Z Crystal for us, which I thought was the best choice. Again, look at this fucking move pool it gets. Look at all the typings you see there. I mean, granted, some of those are hidden power, but just ignore that. But such a diverse fucking move pool. And I could run physical or special with it since it's base 100, or bulky, or do whatever the hell I want with it. It's base 100 in everything. Anyways, so that is your those are your Idaho Dodrio's players right there, those 11 members. I am super fucking hyped for this season. I haven't done league formatting in a couple years now, and I'm definitely anxious to get this started. You guys will see a team prep video on Saturday, I do believe, for us prepping against Joey in the Black Forest Booloos. He is going to get his ass kicked. I probably shouldn't shit talk already, but whatever. You guys will see the battle on Sunday. That's when I'll upload it. Go ahead and demolish the like button if you guys are excited for this season to get away, and support the fucking Dodrios. I'm going to get up on out of here. Thank you guys so much for stopping on by and checking out this team analysis. Let me know how you guys think we're going to do. Honestly, as long as I break even, I'm happy. I'm completely okay with that. I'm not trying to make playoffs or anything. I've never really battled with anybody in this league, except for maybe Miss Angel Bomb, who you guys know as Dez, who made the graphics and did an awesome job at it. Shameless plug. Go check her out, Miss Angel Bomb. That's her Twitter, her YouTube, and everything else. Yeah, I haven't really battled anybody, so I feel like breaking half is good. Breaking at 500 is a good, reasonable goal for this season, just to get our feet wet, and next season we will strive for bigger goals if things go well. Anyways, I'm going to head on out of here. Y'all have a good day or night or whenever the hell you are watching this. Bye-bye.